How are you guys doing? Today is Saturday, February 19th, 2022. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to review yesterday's Elite matchups and performances from Friday, February 18th. And of course, I'm going to navigate through the world of sports one day at a time, as of course we preview everything that's going on today on this Saturday. First, taking a look at where we are in the basketball seasons. We are in the second half of both the college basketball and the pro basketball seasons. We're taking a quick break from the NBA as, of course, the All-Star game is, of course, this weekend. Not to mention now we're also in the second half of most soccer schedules as well, because we're officially in the 2022 calendar year. And we are also in the third week of competition for the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics for the time being. With that said, starting off with college basketball, there were no ranked opponents that played yesterday. We're taking a look at what's going on today with today's Super Saturday. Starting off at noon, the 7th-ranked defending champs Baylor Bears are going to host the unranked TCU Horned Frogs on ESPN2. At the same time, or right before I get into that, Baylor enters this matchup with a 9-4 record in the Big 12. At the same time at noon, the 19th-ranked Michigan State Spartans are going to host the 12th-ranked Illinois Fighting Illini on ESPN. Illinois enters this matchup with an 11-4 record in the Big 10. Michigan State enters this matchup with a 9-5 record in the conference. At the same time at noon, 24th-ranked UConn is going to host unranked Xavier on Fox. This is going to be in Gampel Pavilion in Storrs, Connecticut. UConn enters this matchup with a 9-5 record in the Big East. At 12:30, the 20th-ranked Texas Longhorns are going to host the 11th-ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders on ABC in the Frank Erwin Center. Texas Tech enters this matchup with a 9-4 record in the Big 12. Texas enters this matchup with an 8-5 record in the conference. At 1 o'clock, the 4th-ranked Kentucky Wildcats are going to host the 25th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide on TBS in Rupp Arena. The hometown Kentucky Wildcats enter this matchup with a 10-3 record in the SEC. Alabama enters this matchup with a 7-6 record in the SEC. At 2 o'clock, the 2nd-ranked Auburn Tigers are going to go to Gainesville to face off against the unranked Florida Gators. Auburn enters this matchup with a 12-1 record in the SEC, the best record in the conference right now. At 2:30, the 18th-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes are going to host the unranked Iowa Hawkeyes in Value City Arena in Columbus, Ohio. Ohio State enters this matchup with a 9-4 Big Ten record. At 4 o'clock, the 23rd-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks are going to host the 16th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers on ESPN. Tennessee enters this matchup with a 10-3 SEC record. Arkansas enters this matchup with a 9-4 SEC record. At 4 o'clock at the same time, 22nd-ranked Wyoming is going to host unranked Air Force at Laramie, Wyoming in the Arena Auditorium. Wyoming enters this matchup with a 10-2 record in the Mountain West. At 4:30, 21st-ranked Murray State is going to go to unranked UT Martin to face off against the Skyhawks. Murray State enters his matchup with a 15-0 record in the Ohio Valley Conference. This matchup will be on ESPN+. At 5 o'clock, the 10th-ranked Villanova Wildcats are going to host the unranked Georgetown Hoyas on Fox. Villanova enters his matchup with a 13-3 record in the Big East. At 6 o'clock, my alma mater, the 9th-ranked Duke Blue Devils, are going to host the unranked Florida State Seminoles on ESPN in Cameron Indoor Stadium. Duke enters his matchup with a 12-3 record in the ACC. At 8 o'clock, the 6th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks are going to go to Morgantown, West Virginia to face off against the unranked West Virginia Mountaineers. Kansas enters his matchup with a 10-2 record in the Big 12. At 9 o'clock, the top-ranked team in the nation, the Gonzaga Bulldogs, will host the unranked Santa Clara Broncos in Spokane, Washington. Gonzaga enters his matchup with an 11-0 record in the West Coast Conference. At 10 o'clock, the 3rd-ranked Arizona Wildcats are going to host the unranked Oregon Ducks on ESPN. Arizona enters this matchup with a 13-1 record in the Pac-12. And last but not least, at 10 o'clock, the 13th-ranked UCLA Bruins are going to host unranked Washington on FS1. UCLA enters this matchup with a 10-4 record in the Pac-12. Taking a look at what's going on in the NBA, there were no big matchups yesterday, as of course yesterday was the Rising Stars matchup. And of course, taking a look at what is going on in the NBA this weekend. There's nothing going on today, as of course today is yet another day of the All-Star weekend, as the All-Star game itself will take place tomorrow. Team LeBron's is going to face off against Team Durant in Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. And then immediately after that, it looks as though the NBA itself won't resume until Thursday. But with that said, that's virtually everything that you've got going on for this weekend. Now taking a look at what is, of course, going on in the world of soccer, starting, of course, with what happened in the Italian Serie A. Juventus would end up drawing with Torino 1-1, as their lone goal came from their elite Dutch defender, Matthijs de Ligt. Torino's lone goal came in the 67th minute, and after this draw in the Turin Derby, Juventus is now holding that fourth spot in the Italian Serie A. They have 6 less points than third place Napoli, and they have 3 more points in fourth place Atalanta, with 2 more games played than Atalanta, giving Atalanta the opportunity to eventually pass Juventus. But temporarily, Juventus is sitting fourth in Serie A. Taking a look at what's going on in France, the reigning French champs Lille would end up drawing with Metz. With this draw, Lille is now sitting 9th in the Ligue 1, as they're sitting even with Lens, but Lens has a better goal differential at the moment. With this draw, Metz is now holding the 3rd worst record in all of France, as they are now tied with Saint-Étienne, Lorient, and Troyes, close to the very bottom of that table. Taking a look now at what's going on today in the world of soccer as we jump country to country. Starting first with the Premier League in England, Crystal Palace is going to face off against Chelsea at 10. Going into this matchup, Chelsea is holding on to the 3rd best record in the Premier League, as they are the reigning Champions League winners. They are currently sitting 16 points below first place Man City at the moment, with one less game played than Man City. Their second-ranked team in the Premier League, Liverpool, is going to host Norwich City, as Norwich City is holding on to the 3rd worst record in the Prem. Liverpool is holding on to the 2nd best record. They sit 9 points below first place Man City with 1 less game played. And speaking of Man City, they're going to host Tottenham Hotspur at 12:30. Tottenham goes into this matchup holding the 8th best record in England, sitting 3 points below 6th place Arsenal. And Man City is holding on to the best record in England, as they have 9 more points than 2nd place Liverpool with 1 more game played. So that's pretty much where they sit. A win can do them a lot of service here. Taking a look at what things are looking like in Spain, jumping out with the Madrid teams. Starting with the best team in Spain, Real Madrid is going to host Alaves, who is currently holding on to the 3rd worst record in Spain. Madrid is going into this matchup holding the best record in Spain, sitting 4 points ahead of 2nd place Sevilla. And then Atletico Madrid is going to face off against Osasuna, as Osasuna is currently holding the 9th best record. Atletico is currently sitting 5th in La Liga, sitting right alongside Barcelona with 1 less game played than Barca. A win could temporarily move Atletico into the top 4. And then taking a look at what's happening in Italy, AC Milan is going to face off against Salernitana. AC Milan is going to enter this matchup with the best record in Italy, as they sit 1 point ahead 2nd place of Inter. And then looking at what's going on in French Ligue 1, PSG, who's currently sitting at the top of that league, is going to go to Nantes to face off against the 10th best team in the league. PSG currently sits 13 points ahead of 2nd place Marseille, as they look as though they're going to run away with that table. But right now, that is what soccer is looking like as we navigate into today's games. And then, of course, taking a look at what's going on in the Olympics, as, of course, yesterday was Friday, February 18th. It was the 17th day of competition, as of course we are in the 4th week of comps. Yesterday was also the 14th day conclusion of the 2nd week of medal distribution. Starting off in the biathlon events, in the women's 12.5 kilometer mass start, the gold medal went to Justine Brassé-Boucher of France. The silver and the bronze medals will go to Norway in this event. In the men's 15-kilometer mass start, the gold medal will go to Johannes Tingus Bo of Norway. The silver will go to Sweden, and the bronze will go to Norway as well. In the looking at the freestyle skiing events in the women's free ski half pipe final run, the gold medal went to Eileen Gu of China. Canada would take home the silver and the bronze. In the men's ski cross big final, the gold medal went to Ryan Regis of Switzerland. Switzerland would also take home the silver, as the Russian Olympic Committee would take home the bronze. In the speed skating event, the men's 1,000 meter gold medal will go to Thomas Kroll of the Netherlands. Canada would take home the silver, and Norway would take home the bronze. Those are all the matchups from yesterday. And taking a quick look at the nations that are leading the medals race right now, the team that has the most medals is also the team that has the most gold medals. That is Norway. Norway is leading the pack with 15 gold medals and 35 total medals, which is 5 more medals than second place, or 5 more gold medals. Germany is the only other nation with a double-digit amount of gold medals, as they have 10 of them. The United States, Netherlands, Sweden, and the People's Republic of China are tied for third in gold medals, as they all have 8 of them. Switzerland has 7 gold medals. The Russian Olympic Committee and Austria have 6, and France is the 10th nation that has at least 5 gold medals, as they have exactly 5 on right now so far. Taking a look at who's leading the way in silver medals right now, the Russian Olympic Committee has the most silver medals, as they have 10 of them. The United States has the second most silver medals, as they have 9, and then tied for third you have Norway and Canada, as they are the 2 nations that currently are sitting with 8. Looking at the nations leading the way with the bronze medals, right now the Russian Olympic Committee and Canada have the most bronze medals, as they have 13. Norway has the second most bronze medals, as they also have the second most amount of as they have the most amount of gold and the third most amount of silver, but their 12 gold medals sit third amongst all nations at the moment. And then taking a look at the nations that are leading, looking at the 5 nations that have at least 20 medals so far. Norway has the most, as they have 35. The Russian Olympic Committee has the second most medals, as they have 29. They have 6 golds, 10 silvers leading the way, and 13 bronzes leading the way. Canada is currently sitting third, as they have 25 total medals. They have 4 golds, which is the least out of the top 5. They have 8 silver medals, and they are currently sitting with 13 gold medals. They have the most bronze medals, and they are tied for the 3rd most silver medals in the world. The United States is the 4th most medals. They have 8 gold medals, which is, of course, tied for 3rd among nations. They have 9 silver medals, which is tied for 2nd, and they have 6 bronze medals. And then 5th place is Germany, who has 10 gold medals, which is the 2nd most gold medals. They have 7 silvers, and they have 5 bronzes thus far. And that is currently what the world of sports is looking like as we navigate through it one day at a time. I do want to thank the ESPN, NCAA, NBA, and FIFA, and of course Olympic websites for giving me all the facts and figures that I needed for this episode. And of course, I just want to thank everyone for listening. I really do hope all is well. And once all of today's exhibitions, matchups, and Olympic events are done, I'm going to come back tomorrow on Sunday, February 20th for another episode of The Elite. So until then, thanks for listening. I hope all is well, and I will catch you with another episode tomorrow. And until then, thanks for listening to my piece, and peace out.